wrongly cited, and we are on the trail to close many of them down.
Honorable Minister, it is not the community going to catch up with, but these are new filling stations and new gas stations being constructed in the heart of very thick residential areas. And it's a bit scary. Do you have reps in all the districts?
Yeah, okay.
Chair, let's admit that this is a very strong observation you have made, and it came up in one of our discussions when the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources was asked to have an oversight responsibility, and we had an engagement with them. This issue came up. And on record, we've seen a lot of filling stations springing up over the last 1.5 years. I mean, especially between 2023 to 2024. And some of the places where they are sited, honestly, are risk-prone areas. And so it's something that the minister is taking up, and to ensure that those that are supposed to be closed down are closed down to avoid any disaster that is likely to occur. And so we have taken on board your suggestion, and sooner or later, the ministry will be working with this agency to bring sanity to this area. Thank you.
And Honorable Minister, and I also think that you should look at your permit regime, because when you ask them, they tell you they have permits from EPA. And I ask myself, how were they able to acquire these permits when they are in the hearts of residential areas? So I'll plead with you to ask EPA to also go through the rightful process in giving out permits. Because if you go ahead and give me permits, and I invest so much in putting up a filling station or a gas station, and later you come back to revoke, then one may ask, what made you give it to me in the first place? So I'll ask that EPA also follows due process and make sure before they grant these permits, they do all the necessary checks. Thank you very much.
Well noted. And let me also use this opportunity to appeal to all of us Ghanaians to also be mindful of the fact that when these filling stations are sited at wrong places, the risk is on all of us. And we're also told somewhere along the line that there's always pressure on these officers from big men, I don't want to be specific, okay, who even threatens them. And at the end of the day, they are compelled, more or less under some duress, to, or let me say, under undue influence, to give out these licenses when indeed, if they were to do it on their own, they wouldn't do it. And so on behalf of the minister, I want to use this platform and on behalf of the agency to appeal to all those who want to do business in these areas to be mindful of the fact that if you use any undue process to get it, you are only posing a risk to all of us. And so when the officers are telling you that it is not possible to cite it here, please let's adhere to that. Because at the end of the day, it is not just the officers alone and you, the person who is pushing them alone, but the general public suffers it, and the country sometimes will lose money as a result of that. So we are making an appeal, especially to politicians. Because if you check the records of all those that have been cited over the years, many of them, we are behind them. I'm